Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to another part of the Four Nations mini series. Tonight, we are on Haayn's account. Of course, this is the Wu Nation. Some interesting things to note is that technically Haayn is a free to play character. However, I believe he did accumulate his VIP through, if I'm not mistaken, is it the level rush? I believe it's the level rush. So if anyone's curious, you do have enough, I guess, opportunities to level up in terms of your VIP experience. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the game is going to give you VIP points. Take it. Doesn't mean you have to spend any money. As you can probably see, he's still got his first recharge symbol there. I can't tap on that because it's going to take me into the Legion. But yeah. So if you haven't already checked out some of the previous videos concerning the mini nation tour, we did kick it off last time with Shu Nation. But I wanted to keep Wu Nation just for now. Just for now. This is probably one of the more interesting nations out of all of them. In terms of what I would potentially recommend as a very free to play friendly account, in terms of it will probably still be very viable mid game, early game, and late game. The reason being is Wu Nation kind of ramps its damage up over time with the more legendary heroes that you can acquire. Because they love to burn shit. Spoiler alert, they like to set the world on fire, and they can do some pretty significant damage over time. Zhao Yu, I imagine, is the reason for it. I think he's got an ability. Is it Great Army? I forget what his one is. We're going to check it all out. But anyway, as we progress, obviously, oh, okay. So you might need to do some more of your campaign when you can. That does become a bit of a problem when you are sort of early on mid game. The campaign levels actually are pretty hard. I think it was around 2 billion, well, 1.7 billion it took me to clear the last hurdle for the campaign to get my 7 stars or 6 stars, sorry, for the protagonist. So absolutely keep grinding that out. But in terms of gear wise, I mean, well, you're running Conqueror set, you've got your Vanquisher Halberd, very nice. Sun Quan, the single damage. Let's have a look to see what transformations you're rocking. Okay, so you've got Lu Su. Interesting. I hear he's quite nice in terms of his ability to burn people. Has a chance to reduce target's rage by 2, burns the target, reduces their HP. Of course, that's pretty typical in the Wu Nation, is the burns by HP percentage. Is it powerful? I mean, the reality is it's kind of the same measure as attack. Uh, Arguably, you have more HP than you have attack, so it probably equals out to be a little bit better. Always remember, though, that your transformation, so what we're just looking at Lu Su, is always indicative of your entire outfit. So at the moment, it doesn't look like he was lucky enough to pull any of the Duskblade. Honestly, this outfit here, the Divine Archer, would be perfect for his team build, mainly because it burns targets as well. And of course, we know the more burns on the field, the better other nations' abilities proc, particularly Wu's, of course. And of course, I mean, look, it's RNG based, right? We can't really expect the world. Not even I have all the outfits on the VIP accounts, so yeah. But I absolutely do think that this would be a fantastic way to make a little bit of progress for you, and of course, boost your overall viability in terms of transformation. It's a lofty goal, I know. It's probably not top of the priority list, nor should it be. But anyway, let's check this out. So Sun Quan's a bit of a beast in terms of his stun rate. We do know I use him as an avatar. He has a 70%. 70%. All right. That's pretty OP. OP. So he has a 70% chance to do his stuns at 7 star, of course. And that's for 1 round. And of course, he has more attack and accuracy, meaning he's probably going to hit the target almost guaranteed. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely got a very high percentage when that ability procs. That's like 100-ish, 110 plus. Well, give or take on the accuracy range, so that's pretty fantastic. Really high chance to stun. I love that. What else do we have? We have the bunny girl, Lil. I believe in this game she's still a DPS, however, she's more inclined to do rage, if I remember correctly. Chance to reduce target's rage, damage reduction. Okay, so she's got a bit of a damage buff on her. Very interestingly, she has more accuracy, which is fantastic. But yeah, I assume she's got some capacity there. What does she attack? She attacks the back row. Of course, very indicative of the Wu Nation is to kill the back row first. Very similar to Dynasty Heroes. Ironically, Shu Nation was my first Dynasty Heroes account, and Wu Nation was my second Dynasty Heroes account. So, how the tables have turned. Indeed. So I do know a little bit about what they should do in premise of other games, but obviously this game doesn't always follow that meta. She's got some good gear, so you're not pushing Vanquisher set, which is wise. Obviously, if you are going to do that, it's probably going to be for this guy. But you could run the affinities as well, which I think is what you're attempting to do by running the halberd on this guy for affinities, and of course Zhao Yu for affinities as well, which is not a bad move. And because obviously the halberd gives attack, and attack is important. So we're good with our statues. What are we looking at here? So we've got Lu Zhong. Again, we've got Wolf for accuracy. Beautiful. Love that. What do you do, though? I've never really paid too much attention. So let's have a look. I feel like this guy was someone they mentioned was a very good hero to have. He does magic damage to everyone. Okay, so he's a burst AoE. Then he burns them. So he burns all targets. I think that's phenomenal in its own right. Reducing their HP by 30% of attackers' tasks. So that's basically how much the burn damage does. This damage ignores defense. Interesting. Every 2 rounds, increase all heroes' damage reduction and crit resistance. Okay. Is he a legendary? He is. I'm like, because they don't normally do the both at the same time like that. Interesting. And of course, you've got the Sunfire Blade and you've got the Dragon Lance on you. Okay, so I mean, Sunfire Blade, that's an interesting choice. Obviously, this is an ability to burn 3 random targets on your active. I guess it is what it is, right? You're gonna run Big Mama Q. She's gonna be, she's probably still loveless somehow. I don't know why, but she was the Valentine's lady. I can remember that distinctly. But yeah, she obviously she does support. It is good to run a support hero if you don't have DPS. And of course, depending on what you want to do, I feel like very similar to, I want to say, Warlord Nation, you kind of need some sustaining lineups to begin with until you start to get to that point where you can deal out enough damage that the burns are like kind of a nice addition to the overall effect. With poison, that's of course what the Warlords do as well. So yeah, it's interesting. So we've got all restoration, which is kind of normal. Um, what do you do? Oh, damage reduction. Okay, so they always do buffs as well. Random allies, damage reduction. Okay, so it kind of make you a little bit tankier. I think everybody knows my stance on that, but in terms of overall healing in the game and damage reduction, it's not really a fantastic feat. Most of the time, you'd probably want to maximize attack, crit, and all the other stuff. However, take it where you can get it. It isn't a terrible thing overall. In terms of this, though, I'm very interested to see Zhao Yu. He is well, I would say he's probably we level him up. Why not? I would say he's pretty good. How are we looking here? Okay, so he's still capping out in a lot of your meridians. That's kind of what you look at in terms of nations as well. Does he even have an outfit? He does. Interesting. Very cool. So he is the generation. I want to say he's generation 5 by the symbol around him. I'm 90% sure he's the generation 5. Uh, yeah, like 100% sure now when I look at him. Anyway, let's have a look to see what he does. Um, Before I do that, what? Okay, so you've got the stones ready to upgrade him. When he hits level 90, that's great. Let's have a look at his skills. So he damages all heroes. Um, Hey, there's probably a better way of looking at this. Let's just go into it. Let's go into info, growth. Here we go. So he damages all. He's active, I should say. His rage ability, magic damage to all enemies, inflicts unremovable burn. Very very sexy. Reduces their HP by 60%, which is pretty indicative, as we already know. Ignores defense statistics, so this is probably one of the other reasons that I say defense is not really a sought after statistic, depending on which nations you fight. Each round for 2 rounds, 20% chance to inflict stun for 1 round. Interesting. Triggers fire deity. His target is already burning. It deals additional damage. Ooh, okay. And all allies gain damage reduction for 2 rounds. Very cool. I think at 4 star that increases quite a lot. Yeah, so at 4 star it seems to increase the damage done by 80%, so that's an additional 20%. Has a 30% chance to inflict stun. It's still a low chance. I mean, you probably see it every couple of rounds. You might see one target stunned if they can be stunned. Some bosses have stun immunity. Um, yeah, okay. Interesting. All right. Obviously, we've checked that out. He seems to have been watching most of the videos about relics and updating. Is there anything in particular you want to do? I mean, we can give Beast Hunt a whirl. X server. Why don't we follow that one? When that rolls around, we'll jump in there and take on a couple of players. We can claim that reward because that's what the game's telling me to do. Um, I mean, yeah, we can shoot for it. We can see if we can get it. It's X server day. Why not? But yeah, in terms of this, what are we looking at in terms of combo charm? So we're running Shank, which makes sense. Ground Spike, absolutely. Of course, you got your heals. Very, very stock standard. I wouldn't say bad or anything like that in terms of overall ability. I probably would say, though, for Valor is if I remember correctly, we will check. We'll suss some of these out. I feel like Sword is better just because it gives everyone a. If I want to, I don't want to misquote this, but I am pretty sure this gives. Where is it? A 10 or 15% attack bonus. By 15%. So it is an actual 15% attack bonus. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess you're going with raw damage with this combo charm. Um, I'm pretty sure this attacks 2, if I'm not mistaken, if it will let me go into it. Let's go into combo index. Why the game when the game just doesn't do what you want it to do, right? Let's have a look to see what you do. Combo damage, back row. Really is not very intuitive, is it? Let's just do a demonstration. Okay, so you attack the back row. That makes sense now. Mainly because Wu Nation focuses on the back row. That's pretty cool. Let's check out some of the other heroes. I did this last in the movie, in the movie in the series of Shu. But let's just check out some of the other Wu Nations that are available. For the newer players, of course, you've already maxed out most of them, which is fantastic. Um, Sunjan, I believe you are a raw DPS, if I'm not mistaken. You do column damage, 40% chance to reduce target's rage by 2, and of course, you get crit and crit strength. Definitely versatile if you wanted to build this guy early on. I know the game likes to give you some free copies of epics. I forget if this was one of the free copies that you could get, so if I cast my fucking memory back and I try to recollect, I feel like the game tried to pigeonhole me when I started with Wu Nation. But anyway, that's not a bad hero in terms of straight out, DPS. Lu Ming, I see this guy fight me quite often in the earlier parts of the Wei Nation account. Um, I think he targets, if I'm not mistaken, this guy targets two enemies in the back row. Is it two enemies or three? Could be two, could be three. Two enemies. I'm pretty sure that's two enemies. Does additional 200% if the target. Yeah. So this guy's like an assassin. Pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty good to have in your arsenal. If you're starting out in the game, you're gonna notice that he's gonna take out a lot of players real quick in the back row, especially if you're chipping away with them. With the burn synergies as well, of course, he's going to love the fact that they're going to get low health pretty quick. So, not bad, not bad. And this guy, Tashishi, I feel like he's the one that's going to attack everyone. He doesn't, though. Apparently, he attacks the back row as well. Again, the back row is very, very predominant with the Wu Nation. He reduces their health, of course, and every 2 rounds, this attack has 40% chance to crit. I'd say just overall, he is a nice early game hero to have while you're building up and waiting for your legendaries. Um, Again, you're going to be building whatever your nation is, regardless. Lusu, interesting. So Lusu is also a pretty strong hero. I think a lot of people get rid of him though. If I'm not mistaken, someone was saying something about him having terrible accuracy. But he attacks back row enemies again. He has a chance to reduce their rage. Burns the target, reducing their HP. What's your accuracy statistic? It probably won't even show me. Nope, won't show me because I don't have him active in my lineup, but that's okay. Burns the target, reducing their HP. Ignores defense for 2 rounds. I mean, I'm almost 90% sure that's who you're running anyway as your protagonist, which absolutely makes sense. I mean, you don't really need to double up or triple up in terms of burns. At this stage of the game, I'd say you have a pretty good amount of burns going on. Ironically, you could swap in. You could swap in. Is that Meng dude? If you're struggling to kill any of the back row, but we'll have to check that out in a second. Is there anything else that we need to do? You really haven't collected too many of those. Make sure you get your daily logins. I'm going to let you do your missions. Oh, wait, have you done them all? All right, fantastic. Let's just claim all these. You can grab some of those. I don't want you missing out, though, so I'll try not to take too much longer. Very cool, very cool. Is there anything in the bag that we can pull out, potentially have a look at, see if we can make any progress? I don't think so. I feel like you're pretty spot on in terms of oh, there we go. Let's go into here though. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, so we're going to challenge these guys. Um how strong is this guy? 2.65 million. Sadly, we cannot tangle with this guy, so that's not going to happen. Let's go in the mechanical bird. Yeah, we'll have to do the mechanical bird. Oh, it's unfortunate. But that's the law of the jungle, right? That is the law of the jungle. I actually managed to snag what's it called? Um what's this guy's power though? Really? You're gonna respawn me in 11 seconds? It's probably not even worth doing it if you killed us already. I will have a look real quick. We may just have to come back at a later time when there's less players on. Okay, so he's got over a billion. We're not going to be fighting these guys. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. We'll have to come back later on. Don't worry. I still suffer from that as well. Even in my own Way Nation, Kevin David killed me. I will find you, Kevin David, in my own legion of wolves. You killed me as well, you bastard. That's okay. But in terms of beasts, what do we got? Oh, beautiful. Fire Kitty synergizes very, very well with this nation. 100%. Mechanical Bird, you're already maxing this guy out. You're already pushing hard. I love that. I love to see that. Obviously, I'd probably recommend I feel like it would be wise for you to try to focus on Inferno Kitty. If you're a Wu Nation hero, I'd say Fire Kitty. This combination is like spot on perfect. Save for a Infernal Kitty first. Make sure you max your Mechanical Bird and your links as well. This three here combination, absolute fucking spot on. If you're gonna run anything in a free to play capacity, I don't think you're gonna get much better than this. Absolutely focus on what you can get, being the links and the mechanical bird each day. You can buy them from the shards, but yes, Fire Kitty absolutely going to be premium in terms of raw damage. All right, let's jump into it. Let's test it out. Let's see what this bad boy account can do. Um, I don't really think we need to jump into Siege just yet. Let's have a look to see if. I mean, we can do some trials. Let's try some trials. I'm not going to go too hard. I don't want to go too hard for you. I want to at least let you have some fun yourself. So let's see. This guy's 500k power. This is a good, I guess, showcase as to whether or not 500k power is enough to clear some of these stages without struggling too hard. Of course, we need to beat it in 5 realms. Oh, look at that sexy boat. The sexy boat. If you didn't know, in Dynasty Heroes, Lil and Zhao Yu had a combination charm that also used the sexy boat to burn the world. But as you can see, it looks like they absolutely love attacking the back row. Um, let's just watch them. Let's just watch them. What I'm trying to look at is just how viable the burns are, like how much damage they're doing. Because I am curious, obviously, to see whether or not I know this is not going to be a burst nation, right? We already know that. I mean, we're still doing a bit of damage though. Very cool. I mean, we're at round 3. Ooh, we might have to speed this up just a little bit. I wonder if this is the biggest problem though, which I feel like most nations are starting to suffer from, is they have high sustain, so they're not going to die within 4 rounds, but they're not going to kill within 4 rounds. Bunny Girl doing some surprising damage though. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting the roll. Now we're getting it all started. Okay, so we got stuns. Beautiful. That was the stun by Zhao Yu. Slowly ramping up the damage. And of course, we're going to see the Valor kill the guy at the back. And then only 2 left. Oh, yeah, we need something to happen right now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't think we have enough. So close. So close. So I probably would say that that's a pretty adequate demonstration of, potentially some of the shortfalls of not running bursty heroes. I mean, do we really want to play around with it? I don't want to mess around with this stuff too much. Um, I'm thinking you could probably get away with dropping Mum Q potentially for like a bursty kind of hero. Who are you running with your support? Okay, so that's perfect. And I'm almost like thinking Lu Ming's going to be a little bit more versatile in terms of just the raw damage that can be brought to the table. That's probably what I'd suggest also for the Shu Nation is incorporating some bursty heroes, just so you can get the kills. Because that new mode is definitely not nice. It's definitely not nice if you can't do it quick enough. I don't know if is there even a power recommendation though. Um, no, there isn't a power recommendation. Interesting. Oh well. So there you go. You can see that they definitely would be able to kill them 100% and stay alive if the rounds were a little bit longer. So I can see why the trial is quite annoying. But of course, the fact that that guy Jia Yu has infinite burns, unremovable burns, that's going to be quite interesting. Definitely, I feel like he's gonna have to be the pinnacle or the main DPS of your team. Um, let's just mix this up though. Let's have a look to see what else we can get. I'm looking for it here. I'm looking for it. Why can't I see it? Why can't I see it? Let's go into your Legion. Maybe you've already done it for the day. Yeah. I was looking for this because I wanted to fight some of these ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. We can't do it. That's fine because that's kind of a little bit of an easier time to pick people that are around our same power level. Let's jump into some PvP, however. Did you get your Warrior Clash? Nice, got to gold. So there you go. It's definitely possible with a Woo team, a free to play Woo team to get to gold, which is pretty cool. Let's just jump into the arena, see if we can climb a little bit higher and not make too many enemies. I'd say we can fight this guy. I'd say we can CUNT. I don't know what that means, but there we go. I feel like Woo against Woo. It's a great opportunity to showcase this. Okay, Sun Khan with the stuns, and then you get stunned, and of course, now we're gonna burn everyone. And well, actually, you know what? We did get a bit of stuns off there. We definitely stunned the guy in the back, Lu Ming. Interesting. He's running double Sun Quan. Very, very interesting tactic. Karkanen, of course, is his preferred beast of choice. Now, who was that? I feel like that was Lu Shan. I feel like that was Lu Shan that did like the AoE ability just then. Actually, you know what? It probably was just a fucking combo chart. I'm tripping out. uh, so these guys, pretty similar power level, both the same nation. You can definitely see that they're ramping up their burn abilities. Obviously, this guy doesn't have a Generation 5 legendary on his team. Actually, I'd say he does. He only has one legendary, if I'm not mistaken. He only has Lushan, but let's see the damage at the end of this. I want to see how much burns we do. I'm very, very interested. Ooh, finally got one down. He's gonna kill us though. And mechanical bird triggers. Oh, it's gonna be close. We've got it. We've got it in the bag, but it's gonna be close. I'm not gonna jinx it. I could definitely see why you probably like Big Q as well. Combo, yeah, it was a combo. Okay, well maybe you could try that combo volley. That's not a bad one if you can push a little bit further to get it. And then of course heals, damage reduction. Interestingly enough, though, damage reduction is not counted as a defense statistic. So that's not a bad thing too, particularly for those that have abilities that ignore defense. Damage reduction probably is a little bit more versatile than say a straight debuff or a straight buff, I should say. There we go. Finally chopped this guy down, and slowly but surely he burned to death in the end, which I think is pretty much indicative of this nation. So Zhao Yu doing a whopping 233 million damage. Sun Quan kicking it up pretty good. I'm actually surprised Lil didn't do as much damage. She did take quite a bit of damage though, so she's pretty tanky. She was healing. She was healing that round, Big Mama. But yeah, interesting. Let's have a look at him statistically. Well, then again, he actually does have two. He has two legendaries. Lil on his team managed to do quite a lot of damage, which is interesting in its own right. So she does have the potential to do some bursty damage. But yeah, Zhao Yu stealing it with 233 million. Pretty cool. So we managed to climb up a little bit there. Let's try another fight. Let's see if we can get any higher. Without, stirring up too many of the people. How many? Nah, it's probably not gonna happen. Um, I mean, we could try one more level. This guy's probably around 80 million above us, but we'll see how we go against Shoe Nation. So he doesn't have the Fire Kitty. Interesting. He's probably got Karkadan. I will say this: running Sun Quan is he freaking Marchow. Yep, Marchow, buddy. I will say this though: running Sun Quan in slot one is probably as only as good as if you and this is for everyone thinking about running him as well. It's only good if you're a higher power level than your opponent, because of course he goes first round. So if the other opponent goes before you, then even if you do stun the other guy, i.e. his corresponding or counterpart slot one, it's kind of a wasted stun, if that makes sense. But I mean, it is what it is. Are we going to be able to roast any of these guys in the back row? Let's see. And we got the volley charm. Very nice. I mean, round three. We already knew that we probably weren't going to be able to do it. But it's always nice to see how they go against higher team levels. It's not like they got crushed immediately, which is great. Mm. Oh, I thought that was close. I thought we were going to get that fucker in the back row, but we didn't. Maybe this time. No, I don't think we're going to have a chance. Oh, no. I mean, he's on fire, though. Let's see how much fire damage it does. Ugh. And of course, if you didn't know, um, the Haltao combo actually has the ability to remove burn as well, to repel, which is very very annoying. That's why a lot of teams run it. Let's have a look to see what we did manage to do. They took a beating, but they still were able to stay alive for at least 4 rounds. Very cool. Obviously, fighting an opponent that was a little bit stronger than us. But yeah, still able to hold their own. Still able to take a bit of a beating, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all. Is there anything else that we can potentially have a look at? Realm of Beasts? Oh, Demon Raid? Demon Raid, did you forget to get your rewards? Let's just grab those. Very cool. Let's just go over here. Let's go here. Let's have a look. Let's challenge this guy. Can we challenge him, or do we need to do some of the other ones first? How strong is he? Oh, yeah, I'd say this. Whoa, I don't know. I don't know. He's going to be really strong, isn't he? How do we want to run this? Let's go like that. Let's go there. We're gonna test this out. Let's run it like this. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get the goodies going. These guys really are very very strong though. You welcome. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button. But basically, I've done plenty of videos in the past about just how strong the Beast Realm heroes are. Just when you think you're gonna win, then they just summon their fucking beasts and destroy your will to live. We're probably gonna witness this very soon. Oh. And we, of course, are fighting against others. Did you see that? Did you literally see that? Fuck. They just... Then we got the ape as well. Pretty much one-shotting Sun Quan up the front. And it's all she wrote. So, yeah, in generally speaking, rule of thumb, if you're going to fight a protector of the Beast Realm, you kind of need to be, I want to say, around 100 million higher. About 10% higher than their recommended power. It is an aspect of the game. Unfortunately, it is a very broken aspect of the game that the development team is aware of, and they pretty much said we didn't want it to be easy. It's a power checkpoint, quote unquote. That's exactly what they said. So they wanted it to be a power checkpoint for players, obviously because that means you can unlock much more powerful gear. by progressing there. It sucks. It is what it is, though. Mechanical Beast is getting warped on. We'll have to come back in a little bit to see whether or not we can run some other things there. Warrior Trials. Okay. All right. Let's see. So you want to run Sun Quan? He has stun ability. That's kind of. I'm thinking it's not too terrible having this setup here. Stun slot one, stun slot two. The way I look at it is stun slot one, stun slot two. Let's see if we can shut down Zhu. That's gonna help us because obviously. Or actually, you know what? I'd say we're gonna probably get past this stage, which is fantastic. Don't you fucking do it. Oh wow. I say that, but then just that one thing, that fucking evasion. Accuracy, my friends, will haunt you no matter what nation you play on. It will haunt you to the end of your days. Kill those bastards in the back row. And then kill you, and then you burn them all alive. You're stunned. Oh, perfect RNG. Let's go. Let's go. How much damage? Sun Quan doing a whopping 91 million. Carrying the team there with Zhao Yu and Bunny Girl. Of course, Inferno Kitty just smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Let's see if we can shut this one down. Maybe we can get you a couple more levels. We'll have to. We're really dependent on the stun factor. And obviously, in terms of how easy Warrior Trials can be, this is probably a good indicator because with the right amount of RNG, obviously building around Sun Quan and having any sort of stun chanced heroes, it goes. It goes quite nicely. And if you haven't figured it out just yet, these guys are triple or double our power level. So we're fighting teams at one point. There's the power level down there. You can read that one out. They're a lot stronger than us. Granted, we do have some buffs going on as well, but so far so good. I know Haayn was in the middle of doing some towers when I said we're going to jump on. This is going to trigger the mechanical bird and the lynx at the same time. Oh yeah, come on. You cannot ask for better RNG than that. Just take her out. Take her out. Take her out. There we go. Too easy. I'm a little bit jealous. A little bit jealous. I wouldn't mind running a bit of a woo there. I mean, honestly, combos are just useless anyway. I wouldn't mind running and trialing out Woo Nation. I don't think I can get you to 600 today. All heroes must survive. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how far we can climb. I'm always quietly optimistic when I see the all heroes survive requirement. It should proc the Lynx and the Firebird at the same time, take out the middle row, and then the ship should burn most of you to death. And boom. Look at that. Is this the way of winning? Is this the fucking pinnacle of perfection? Always go with attack 2 if you're win the round within 2 rounds. We're going to climb a little bit higher with you today, Haayn. I can feel it in my bones. We're going to get a couple of levels up there. Getting you ever so close to being able to get to level 600 stars. Stun chance. Marshall getting chopped. You getting burnt to death, basically. It doesn't matter if you die, which is fantastic. Does not matter if any of your heroes die in this instance, as long as we win within 2 rounds. I kind of like these ones a little bit. Actually, these ones are the best ones. I'm not going to lie. Anything that allows you to win no matter how many... You don't have one hero alive with 1 HP, and as long as you kill the whole team, you're good to go. So this is kind of like a freebie level in the tower, I would say. Given the right team. They are getting a bit stronger, though. I will give you that. They are evading, which is very, very painful, but we should be okay. So Ming's going to kill 2, absolutely. You're going to burn this one to death. And then ground spike might finish the job. Very close. Okay, so Sunquan won't kill you. Oh, actually, oh, no. I freaking jinxed it. I'm like, it won't kill you. It killed us. Oh, so close. So close. Why does anyway, we'll have to come back to that in a second. But there you go. We managed to push a couple much higher. As you can see, there is some RNG involved. Statistically speaking, though, you do have 300% attack, which is pretty fantastic. 200% crit. Actually, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the prime example of the what you should aim for. Obviously, I would aim for some more accuracy. If it's on the table, I take accuracy over everything at the moment. Just because, as you saw, the evasion rate. Um, Granted, Wound Nation does give you a better base rate of accuracy in its heroes alone, but probably 100% accuracy is required to push any higher than this. But yeah, you did good. You did good. Your team did good. You did do some pushing, which I like. I'm proud of you, Wound Nation. Is there anything else that we can try to attempt in terms of, just spicing up a little bit? Limited heroes. I mean, do I want to try do I want to try 6 pulls on this? Are you actually participating? Is the question. So you're at 460 at the moment. I mean, it looks like you are participating. I don't think it's going to break the bank if I do 6 of these. So let's see if we can pull out a full copy. How good would that be on single pulls? Come on, game. No, no, Joy. I feel sorry. I'm sorry, but you should be able to get on the leaderboard, which is good without having to spend too much. It looked like you were, of course, pulling for that. Now that we've got a bit of a different setup, let's try this one before we wrap up the video. Let's try this one more time. Let's challenge you out now that we're going to run Sun Quan up the front. Hopefully, we can get some burns off a little bit earlier on. Maybe we can do some special stuff and get you past this level. As I said, though, it's not a matter of them killing you. It's just more of a matter of you doing enough damage. Oh, Zhao, you did stun the guy up the back, which is great. Rage reduction from little Q. Let's go. For some reason, I just feel like Lu Zhan could do so much more damage. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's a powerhouse when it comes to some damage numbers there. I'd even be tempted to run him with his brother in Wei Nation. I call it his brother because he kind of looks like it's like Zan Yu or something. Uh, but he has bleed, so imagine if you could run a burn bleed combination. That would be pretty sick. Yes, that would be pretty sick. Anyway, my mind wanders. We're actually looking not too bad. We're down to half HP. Can we shut down any of the back row? Is the main question. Hopefully, we can start getting the kills on the board by round three's end. I don't know. Good thing is they don't have a healer. Dank Stash is stunned. Yes, we got some stuns out. Okay, all right. Took away all his rage. This guy's using Emerald Lyre. You're cheating, Liu Bei. You shouldn't have that. Oh, nah. Oh, I know. Look, 100%. I know we can win this. I think we can all see we can win this, but the game's not going to let us win it. The game is just not going to be nice to us. Even we took out the back row, which is entirely possible to do so. Um, yeah, it's this guy probably is going to kill one or two at the back, maybe one of them. It should proc our Bernie Bird, our mechanical bird, to take out the rest of them. But there you go. We are still stuck with the front row, and we, of course, can't defeat them. Maybe that's one of the weaknesses to Wu Nation is that they focus too much on the back row first and not have enough raw DPS when it comes to attacking in the front. I could probably say that's an observation from PB's perspective. Um, can you level up your guy yet? Oh, he's so close. Absolutely, definitely worth doing tomorrow's limited heroes pools just for some additional shards there to level up your Zhao Yu. Congratulations, though. He's going to be 2-star very, very soon. Um, Sun Shi, do you not want to build Sun Shi? This guy's probably like your burst DPS, if I'm not mistaken. He has more crit strength, increases hero's defense. Not really that important. Status when first round begins, he increases his attack and defense. Okay, right, and he gains 4 rage. Interesting. This guy looks like he's your burst DPS, or at least he's one of the answers to you being able to burst down the enemy team a little bit quicker. I don't know if people do run him though. I think Garning though is 100% a must build in terms of him being able to stun for tower. And of course, he attacks the front row, which is very, very important, which I feel like is probably the biggest weakness I can see at the moment. Look at you, man, 34k gold. Wow, 34k gold, eh? You're just trying to flex on old PB. Um, I just sidetracked myself there. But yeah, there you go. I feel like that's potentially some of the downsides to Wu Nation. You do need to ramp up your burning ability. But once you got the old fire stoked, and with enough sustain from Mama Q, that's probably why you run her. I'd say that's pretty good. That's a good strategy. I'd be interested to see though what Garnin can do later on, and potentially Sunshi. Uh, that could also be quite nice. I don't know though. Who would you replace? Because this guy seems to hit pretty hard at the moment. Potentially would you replace him with Sunshi? I could see that as being versatile, or at least gunning, because of you just be replacing single target stun with front row stun chance percentage, which would make sense. It would make sense. Kind of like a mini version of Marchow, isn't he? Cool, very cool. I mean, you're close. You're close to 600. You're close to 600. Daddy PB almost feels like he wants to spend money on your account just to get you over 600. But maybe we can do that a cheekier way. Maybe we can fill out some indexes. Is there anybody that we can build? Is there anybody we can build? Not really. I mean, we get it. We'd be close to building someone, but not quite enough. Have you maxed out all of your Wu Nation? I assume you've maxed out every single one of them. Oh, okay. So not this guy. Yeah, we'll save that for that. I mean, it'd just be a bit of a waste if we went ahead and did that. Oh, Gia, is Zia in here though? We could maybe get away with a sneaky level up there. No, I doubt he's in there. I doubt he's in there. What else have we got? What else have we got? You pretty much already done most things on this account. Let's be honest. You're pretty spot on. What about beasts? So you're saving up your 25 for that, which is perfect. Um, Training pills. How are we looking at? Actually, we'll jump into here real quick before I get too overly invested. For fuck's sake, man! They're already demolishing them. Is it even worth me trying to do this? Nah. It's not even worth me trying to do it. You're gonna have to get that, and sadly that's just the way the cookie crumbles with this game. You're gonna have to jump in there, make sure you don't miss out so you can get some additional gear. Um, the quickest way to boost these guys up, of course, is do that. And I mean gear's pretty relative. Do we wanna Can I swap you out? Nah, we're not going to go with Mechanical Ox. No, that's a terrible investment. That is a no investment. gift packs. Have you been buying out your pills? Oh, you haven't been buying them all out. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, you've got 300 left. Absolutely do what you need to do about that. Obviously, if you're saving towards something that is important, hmm, I'm just going to click on that so it goes away. I said I'm going to click on that so it goes away. Come on, game. Nobody wants to see that. Combo charms. Well, you do have quite a lot of those available. However, I wouldn't recommend leveling anything up except for ground spike, to be honest. Let's do a couple of ground spike ones. And I know this is an odd thing to do. Obviously, I'll use this as an example, resetting a charm. So if you want to reset ground spike, you get all of it back anyway. Of course, it's going to cost you a little bit of gold, but you know what? Honestly, it's not a bad idea to level up ground spike a little bit just to do some additional attack because it is a single target attack type of ability. It is quite expensive though. I probably won't go any higher than this. Um, yeah, you kind of need some DPS 6 type of the charms though. That's my perspective. Maybe try to obtain some more DPS style charms. Are you working towards your legendary? Merit badges? Nope. Okay. Which is fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. You got to prioritize on any account. Still, not bad. Not bad at all. All right, I think we'll conclude it there. Pros and cons. Wu Nation is very good in terms of viability. As you can see, it does have some balance issues in terms of it focuses predominantly on the back row, but of course it can burn all teams. So as long as you've got some sustain early game, mid game, late game, um, I'd say it's very much up there in terms of being able to wreck most nations once you can get the burns off. Zhao Yu, of course, is a beast. I know from a fact that Taki and a lot of others on the official Discord love using that, and of course, you know, it's I mean, look, in terms of pros and cons, I feel like every nation is strong. I don't feel like there's anything that is, you know, terrible, if that makes sense. Like, there's no really bad nation out there. There's just people that play them and people that don't. How are you going with your cast Star Karmas? You going all right with that? Let's do a legendary pool. Let's do one draw. We got Zhao Yu. Maybe we can do one buff. No, we can't. That's not enough. No. But that's cool. Very cool. Obviously, you're saving up some of those ones for your pools. I won't do that for you just yet. I'll let you enjoy that. Are you doing your Legion, though? Are you doing all of your Legions? I assume you are. I'm assuming this is an active Legion. Um, been buying up stuff from your shop. Okay. Wow, 300k worth of that. That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, you've already done your appearances. Very, very nice. Obviously, I mean, that's a reflex there. I always buy weapon tokens. Um, Potentially, I'd start to invest in some charm spirits if you wanted to start upgrading them. Otherwise, universal charm shards are going to be very important for your account if you are focusing on legendary charms. In terms of this, I mean, it is what it is. Relics are, yeah, kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, look, it's up to you if you want to focus on getting some additional gear for your Vanquisher shards. Interestingly enough, though, they did buff the arena shop in terms of things you can buy out of there. So if you are or anybody is lacking certain heroes, they've given you a much wider range of options to get up to 20 a day. So that's a nice way to get epics almost in a guaranteed fashion. As you know, they reset this as well, so feel free to jump in there and grab it. Come on, game, scroll down. You don't want to scroll down. All right, I think that pretty much covers Wu Nation. Overall, very, very solid nation. Probably would be the top two contender if you are going to start an account. Wu Nation would be up there along with the next one, which we'll be covering in the third part of the series, So if you haven't followed, subscribed, liked, made sure you do that. Jump into our Discord in the link in the description down below, and we'll be hitting you up with the Way Nation. And it won't be my Way Nation account. I'm trying to use accounts that I don't have that people haven't seen. So if you have a Way Nation account and you want me to check you out, make sure you're in the Discord and make sure you're, a part of that community first, and then I might ask you if you'd like to showcase some of the things you're doing. But thank you so much, Haayn, and it is a fantastic free to play account. Very, very impressive. I'm sure you'll hit 1 billion at some point. Hopefully, you get lucky in the upcoming events to build some of your artifacts up. I noticed that you are slowly building up your legendaries as well in terms of your legendary weapons. But yeah, pretty impressive. Hopefully you stick around for the long haul, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.